Yes, that's right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to MCU Mondays. Debbie, are we live? I can't see us. It says we're live. I don't have my thing on Facebook. There's my Facebook thing. There we are. All right. Now I'm dinging. We're good. We're
There we
on.
go.
I
I
see
had to
it.
refresh it 3 times before it showed live.
Yes. But we are live. Welcome to MCU Mondays. We are glad that you're here. We're glad that you joined us. I am your host, David. With me, as always, is my co-host, Debbie. Debbie, how are you this evening? This lovely Monday.
I'm good. Long weekend. I was a slug on the couch.
Must be nice.
Well, I don't have kids. Well, I mean, I have kids, but they're all adults.
Right.
Andy was building a new computer, some gigantic thing.
Of course. Is it for game playing?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Also with us tonight, as he usually is Andrew. Andrew, how are you this evening?
Doing good. Just enjoying my summer.
Yeah, that must be nice as well.
About
it. I guess.
Get to just sit on my butt all day.
Yeah. Luke told me the other day, he said, "What are we going to do? I'm bored. I don't have anything to do." And so I, as a Gen X person, said, "Oh, I'll find you something to do." And I listed off chores. No, it's summer. What do you? Well, you just said you were bored. You can empty the trash and wash the dishes and this and that.
Like, hasn't he learned never to say that sentence ever?
I'll find you something. You're bored, I'll find you. That's right.
Entertain yourself, kiddo.
Kick the can.
Yeah. Go outside and kick the can. That's right. All right. Well, tonight, before we start Daredevil, we had a trailer drop today. And Debbie was kind enough to send it to me. And
that was Andrew.
Oh, was it? Oh, it sure was. Somebody sent it to me.
I was at lunch when it came out, so
well,
I have.
All right.
I have no clue. Yep.
See how it is.
Yep.
Yeah, I see how it is. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Normally I do, but I was at lunch and I didn't see it.
So we had a trailer drop.
It was coming out till.
Yeah. I think that was one of those shows that was like put on the back burner and then brought back forward and then put back, and people just kind of forgot about it. Other than it went through like 4 or 5 different name changes. So, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try. Hopefully, things will work for us. We're gonna try and watch it today and take a look at it. So, this is the trailer. It's Agatha All Along. For those of you that don't remember, Agatha was the witch that was in WandaVision. Wanda locked her up or contained her mind or something along that lines. So now she gets her own spin-off show. So we'll see how this goes. But let's take a peek at this trailer. Here we go with Agatha All Along.
Another beautiful day.
Surprised to see you out here, Detective. Jane Doe. Found her down here by the water.
Cause?
Blunt force trauma.
What happened to you? I have a lead in the case. But I can't shake this feeling I'm seeing it wrong.
Is this really how you see yourself? That witch is gone, leaving you trapped in her distorted spell. Claw your way out. I miss the glory days. She took every bit of power I had, but I can beat that witch again.
Mephisto.
Well, the gang's
Oh.
all here. Let's hit the road. I'm gonna walk the witch's road. The road is a death wish. Join me.
What witch in her right mind would join Agatha Harkness's coven?
Not looking for right-minded witches, as it happens.
Sweetheart, you okay? Oh my God! Whoa! What's she doing? Where's she going?
All right, so we've got a 2-episode premiere coming up September 18th. Actually, initially, and Luke was kind of Luke still is kind of with me on this, to where he was like, "Why do we need this? This looks dumb." But after watching this trailer, I'm actually like I'm kind of excited for it, because Agatha was kind of a comic character in WandaVision. She was like the comic relief, but this looks like it's a more serious take on it, and a more, I mean, we're dealing with Halloween, so maybe a little more scary, Werewolf at Night kind of take. It looks a little more serious. I'm anxious to see how they play it
for me,
out.
it feels kind of like oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
But for me, it makes me kind of think of like Echo. When Echo was announced, and before the trailer, it was like, who cares about this show? Who's going to watch? And then the trailer comes out and you go, oh, this looks really good.
Yeah.
And same thing so far for Agatha. I was like, I mean, I'll watch it, but is it necessary? And now I'm like, hey, I'm excited for this. I'm looking forward to this. It looks like it's gonna be good. Have another dark kind of project.
It's
I assume it's TV-14. I don't know if they're going mature, but it might be like a hard TV-14. I don't know.
I'm looking at it dark, but I mean, they look like there's still some funny, this point,
Silly
case in point, this right here, where she says, "Oh, we're not looking for witches in their right mind." So it's like, okay, this could be fun. It's just a funny thing. Ando's online. How are you, Ando?
Hey.
But
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, like you said, spooky season, great cast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And something else too, and this wasn't really touched on a lot. Going with Ando, it's nice to get a further story of the sorceress character. They had with this one, that with Marvel, they've explored the tech side of it with Tony and Iron Man, and even Captain America to a certain extent. They've explored the space side of it. You've got Guardians, and you've got Thor, and you've got this, and then you're kind of talking about the mystical side, which they kind of touched on with Doctor Strange and WandaVision, but now they're delving into that a little bit more, which is it's a nice way to stir up the pot for the Marvel universe. So, yep. And you're right. And not only Deadpool and Wolverine, but also you've got that was also mentioned in Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel was touched on that one just a little bit too. So I'm anxious to see how it goes.
Kevin Feige just announced that Deadpool and Wolverine's going to introduce the X-Men formally into the MCU.
So it'll be interesting. But this all starts in September the 18th. I don't know who Audrey Plaza is, but okay.
She is
Parks
wait,
and Rec.
what? Parks and
Parks
Rec.
and Rec.
Jinx. Yeah, she's one of the She's like one of the detectives. It looks like. I don't know her character name,
Well,
but
all the women we've seen on here, they're all witches,
Mhm.
and that's Wiccan.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
So this will be all the witches within the Marvel universe, or so. Anyway, there it is. Agatha All Along. I'm looking forward to it.
What? Okay, I got a question. Do you think they're going like this is the final title, or do you think it'll go through any more title changes?
No, I
No,
think
this
we're
is
good
the
now.
final.
I think we're locked in now. So
Okay.
Well, all the others were just.
Okay. I
It
figured.
was a publicity stunt.
Yeah. Okay.
and September 18th, I'm gonna guess that puts us right up to Halloween. So
Yeah, I think the last episode is Halloween week.
So
I
that's
believe
good.
what I heard.
So we can finish watching Agatha All Along and then go watch Werewolf by Night again. And
in color or black and white?
Yes.
Black and white.
I don't care either way. I'm good with it either way.
I've watched both, but I think maybe it's because it originally came out in black and white, but I think the color kind of takes away from it.
I think it does too, and a lot of that had to do with like the scenes where there was blood flying and blood splatter, and it was the black and white. It seemed better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
came across more scary. Like, should I be watching this?
I think there's been talks. There's so many rumors that I don't even pay attention anymore, but there's been talks of Midnight Suns.
There's also so many, you got to understand too, there are so many groups under the Marvel umbrella. I mean, you've got the Avengers, you've got the West Coast Avengers, you've got Midnight Suns, you've got Young Avengers, there's just all of these different groups all over the place. And it seems like every time we get one or two of the characters that is linked to those groups, it's like, oh, there it is. They're introducing, West Coast Avengers. Now, in the case of Miss Marvel and she's not hot. Well, I guess she was. Was she Hawkeye?
Katie? Is that her name?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
She was in Hawkeye.
You got Kate Bishop and you've got White Vision still running around out there. It's like it's feasible, but maybe the Defenders, female Hawkeye, yeah.
I keep hoping they'll do a Ghost Rider, a good
Ghost Rider.
No offense to Nicolas Cage, but
I think. Well, I enjoyed the first one. I thought the first
it was
Ghost Rider
okay, but the second one
was kind of.
It was hard to watch.
Yeah. We should do that one. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
We haven't done
I'm
the Ghost
busy
Rider
that week.
movies.
No, we haven't.
I'm sick. I think I'm sick that week. Those 2 weeks.
Yeah. Either one. I was really disappointed because they introduced Ghost Rider in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the TV series.
Mm-hmm.
And that one, I'm pretty sure was Robbie Reyes. I forget. I forget who played him, but I thought he did a really good job. And there was talks that he was going to get his own series. And that was about the time Disney was buying up everything. And then it just got pushed. And I was really disappointed because I really thought the gentleman that played Robbie did a really good job on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I was excited about that. But either one, the comics I read when I was a wee lass was all Johnny Blaze. So either one is fine with me. I would really like a Johnny Blaze, But either one would be fine. I would just like a really good Ghost Rider series movies.
And
I don't care.
And don't second guess yourself, Debbie. You're still a young lass.
My oldest son could attest to that today because I asked him a question. He was like, Mom, you asked me that last week. And I was like, shit.
Gabriel Luna.
Yes, Gabriel Luna.
Yes.
I thought he was really good. I enjoyed him as Robbie. Thank you, Endo.
So there we go.
So yeah, my son would disagree with you.
All right. Whatever. So there we go. Agatha All Along, coming out September 18th. Was that the date? I think.
Yes.
2 episode premiere September 18th. As much as I'm kind of looking forward to this, I honestly hope they don't go with like 1 hour episodes. I think this is going to be one of those characters where I can only take so much, and a 30-minute episode will be just fine.
Really?
Catherine
Hahn?
It depends on how good the story is. I mean, if the story is like, oh my God, I've got to have more, then I'm going to be mad. But as of right now, just because of who the character is, and it's kind of a minor, I'm like,
Echo was about half-hour episodes, right?
Yeah, and I was
They
mad
weren't
about
crazy
that.
long. So
I just wish they were
we'll
consistent.
see.
Either stay with the half-hour format or go with the full hour format. Don't 1 hour this episode and then a half hour this episode. Quit that shit. I hate it.
It keeps you on your toes.
Well, it's not bad when they're airing them at night, at 9 o'clock. But when they air them in the morning, and then I can't figure out what time I need to get up, before I go to work, because I want to watch it before I go to work, before I'm spoiled on social media. So, yeah, just pick a time and be consistent with it.
Thank you for being with us, Ando.
Thank you, Ando.
Glad you were here.
Thank you.
Okay, let's talk about Daredevil, shall we? Debbie, I thought of you several times within this episode. I don't know why. Or maybe you can figure it out.
I can't tell you how many times I wanted to either bitch slap Matt or bitch slap Elektra, especially at the end. I was just like,
oh yeah,
girl, you had your chance again.
And you blew it.
You screwed up. You screwed it up. After you just had that talk 5 minutes ago.
Not even 5 minutes.
Minutes ago. And then you go and do that. Ah, jeez.
I just thought
I'm over her.
My thing with it, what made me think of you actually was first, within the first few minutes, you had Elektra being severely injured. And I was like, oh, that will make Debbie happy. Oh, that's good.
I was.
And then at the end, you had Karen basically bitch slapping Matt down. No, you can do whatever you want to. You just do whatever you do, but we're done.
I'm done.
And I was just like, oh, that should make Debbie happy too, because Elektra's hurt and Karen is no longer with him, apparently. So,
well, I like that twofold. One for the obvious reason, and then the other one was she finally stood up to him and was like, "Yeah, I ain't putting up with this bullshit anymore. Screw you."
Yeah.
Way to go, Karen.
Honestly, you cannot tell me. She even said something. I don't care if you're sleeping with all the whores in Hell's Kitchen, or you're in some kind of underground fight club or something like that. And I'm like, have you not figured this out just yet? I mean, seriously, have you not? You have no clue. Okay, the devil of Hell's Kitchen was seen fighting last night, and then Matt comes into work all beat up. Hello? What are you not getting? Can you not put 2 and 2 together?
Oh, he boxes in his spare time, like his dad.
Yeah. My gosh, I'm mad at her for. Here's the reason I'm mad at her. She, like you've said before in the past, she does all of these things that gets other people in trouble or causes trouble. She found out who Fisk's mother was. She did all of this digging and found out who Fisk was. She found out who Fisk's mother was. She found out about Frank's family. She's got all of these sources, and she does all of this digging. But she can't figure out who that is. And she spends every day with him. She is she can't see the forest because of the trees. That's what it is. All right. There's my rant. Y'all happy? I ranted. And it was against Karen. I hope you're happy, Debbie. Are you satisfied?
He deserved every bit of that.
All right. Anyway, we also were.
Well, I don't need to go too far ahead.
No, go ahead. We're all over the place tonight.
Electra's I think it was Elektra, her no-kill policy, didn't even last the whole episode.
Her no-kill policy didn't last 5 minutes.
Slice. Right, yeah. I mean, she cut that intruder's throat. I just was like, okay.
And then she says...
And in front of Matt, too.
This is who I am.
Killed him.
This is who I am. Do you still want me? And I'm like,
yeah.
Girl?
You just said, she literally just said, I will change for you. I will fix myself for you. I'm going to stop drinking and stop smoking so that I can have you. And then 5 minutes later, she's there with a 6-pack of beer and a pack of cigarettes, and she says, this is just who I am. I can't change. You didn't even try. You didn't even try. The first person you could, and you killed him. And in a horrible way, too, because now Matt has blood all over his nice suit that he was wearing.
Well, I just can't believe Matt was dumb enough to even think
that was
especially after the whole thing with finding out that she's been working with Stick. Stick is this what they call it, the chaste.
Yeah, he's like his own self-made messiah or something.
Yeah, he's the only reason, or him and his group are the only reason that the hand hasn't taken over the world. And he finds all this stuff out. He realizes Elektra's been lying this whole time, and yet he still falls for it. And I'm like, oh my god, why people?
These men, are you blind or what? Oh. Anyway,
man.
And then you've got, speaking of rants, you've got I loved Frank's. So Frank was on trial. Frank is on trial. He agrees to take the stand. Oh, what is his name now?
Clancy
Brown. Yes, Clancy Brown. God, I love him. He's awesome. He's all over everything. He's in Marvel. He's in Star Wars. He's all over Star Wars. Yeah, it's amazing. And he was in the Shawshank Redemption. Jesus, is there anything this guy can't do?
Mm-hmm.
He's quickly becoming one of my favorites. I'm going to have to start watching everything that he's in.
I think he's been in DC too, right? I think he's done some DC.
Yes,
stuff.
I think he has done DC.
Pretty.
In fact, I think he did Lex Luthor.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I want to say he did Lex in the animated ones.
Oh. I was gonna say what?
I'll have yes,
not like
he did. I think it was Justice League.
So
yeah, I think it was one of the Justice League.
it was one of the movies. It
I
was
could
one
be
of the
wrong.
animated movies. I think
Yeah.
he did Lex Luthor. So
But yeah,
I can't attest to that 100%, but I think he may have been Lex.
pretty sure you're right. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, Clancy Brown is amazing. Again, quickly becoming one of my favorites. They got him on the stand telling the story of Frank and all this other stuff, and of course Reyes. How do you know that happened? How do you?
Her face was priceless.
Exactly. Yes, it was. How do you? She thought she had him. How do you know that? Because I was the one that screwed it up to start with.
That was so great.
Reyes. I don't like her.
Why didn't we find that in his file?
Yeah. Well, and
it's like you're the district attorney. Why didn't you find it?
But see, that was the thing, though, was that he prefaced all of that with saying, I can't really say a whole lot about this because that was classified information. That was...
Oh, that's right. The names were redacted.
Redacted, yes.
I'm trying not to screw up my words tonight.
What, to where the names weren't released all over the rug?
Yeah.
It's okay, Debbie. You can use small words tonight.
July just hasn't been good for me.
For those of you that don't know, and I've been trying to pull it off, so I can make a TikTok out of it, but I've had some issues pulling the thing off the site. If you missed Thursday night's Cantina, no, it was Friday night. It was a special episode of Cantina Happy Hour on Friday night, and Debbie said something about one of the girls relieving herself all over something, and she meant to say revealed herself. No, she relieved herself, and
she just took the crap all over the place.
We had quite fun on Friday night.
She could be your new president, okay?
Yeah.
She could,
So, I've been trying to
be more qualified.
do a TikTok of it, but... anyway, yeah, the Reyes' face, it was great. It was beautiful. They got Frank on the stand, and of course, Frank, I had to go back and rewatch because they had Frank on the stand, but they made Matt come in and question him. And I had to go back and rewatch what that cop said. I had to pull a Debbie and go back and rewatch it with the captions on because I missed what the cop said to him when he put him on the stand. And I was like, what did he say? And because Matt was looking at him like, what? Because, of course, Matt, super hearing, and he hears everything. And it was something dumb, too. It was just like, think about what you want.
Yeah, think about what you want, Frank.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like, what does that mean? Of course, we find out at the end, but...
Okay.
Yeah, I had totally forgot that until they started walking through the supposedly going to his cell. And then when they really didn't go to a cell, I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about Mr. Wilson Fisk.
Yep. And the fact that he's the cinematography on all of that was beautiful. It was so well done. You didn't see him. All you saw was the arms pumping the iron. Then you see him sit up from the weight bench, and you just see the bald head and the big imposing figure. And you're like, oh, I know who that is. And then, of course, he turns around and in his best Vincent D'Onofrio voice starts yakking at him. And I was like, oh. And see, this is...
I see you got my message.
Yeah, and this is honestly, I think Fisk sees a kindred spirit here, because if you think about it, Fisk and in a long way around, Fisk and Frank. Wow, Fisk and Frank have kind of the same thing going on. They both want to make the city better, or they want to make the world better, and they are willing to take lives to make it better. Now Fisk has obviously a more distorted view on the whole thing than Frank does. Because Frank is all like bad guys. I'm going to take out the bad guys, and that'll make it a good place. Whereas Fisk is, I'm going to take out everybody that stands in my way, good or bad, and then the world will be a better place, kind of thing. So, but that was all at the end. Frank's rant about about how he's guilty. I'd do it. No, don't.
Yeah. If I had the chance, I'd do it all over again.
Do it all, yeah. It's not PTSD. Blah, blah, blah. It was beautiful, well executed. You've got all the naysayers in the crowd. So half of them support Frank and the other half don't. I have found that when you watch the movie with closed captions on, not only will it tell you what people are saying, but it'll also read the signs for you. People were holding up signs that said "Kill Frank Castle," and it said in the captions, "Sign says kill Frank Castle." It's like, well, no duh. I'm glad you're here to tell me this. So I'm glad I couldn't read that.
Maybe people can't read the way the signs are written or something. You never know.
I don't know.
They can read the subtitles, but they can't read the signs.
I can't read signs. All I can read is subtitles. I don't know. I don't understand sign. All I understand is sub. Anyway, and of course you've got Matt pining and stewing over Elektra. He's all over the place at this point because he's worried about Elektra. He's supposed to be involved in this trial, and obviously Foggy is running the show. He has put Karen in the back seat, which, according to Debbie, that's where she belongs anyways, but, whatever. What else? What else has he done? Other than be a
jerk.
Yeah.
An ass.
That too. We got Stick back. Honestly, didn't see that one coming. And that was they were getting their. It was actually kind of nice to see them. This whole season it's been Daredevil and Elektra, and they're just kicking butt. It's almost like they can't be touched. And then all of a sudden they're starting to get touched again, and here comes Stick to save the day. And that's all because of Matt. Matt screwed that up. You complain about Karen, causing people to get hurt. Matt screwed that one up. Elektra don't. She blinks, and of course there it is. It was like she turned for 1 minute. She stopped. And you screwed that up, Matt. And then all of a sudden he's like, no, and I can't fight anymore because my girlfriend's hurt. And here comes the old man to save the day. My ex-girlfriend's hurt. No. And then here comes the old man. He jumps down and beats the crap out of the other guys and calls it a day. Matt is, I guess, happy to see him. I think he's more that whole scene with them trying to help her. Debbie, you're gonna have to do all that because that's. I'm sorry.
They really didn't show too much. I mean,
too much, but you know what? Those screams were real. Those screams that was real for me.
And she deserved it.
And he was reaching, he reached in that and he pulled something out. He pulled that thing out of her, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, the blade was poisoned with something god awful, because you could see it working up through the veins, kind of like when it did with Tony, when his arc wasn't working.
His palladium reactor, yeah.
Yeah. So you could see it working up her neck and her veins. And then they Stick comes up with this concoction, baking soda, toilet cleaner, I believe it was. Man, there was another thing in there, and I was like, what the hell?
And a cup of tea.
Huh? Oh yeah, a cup of tea, which was for him.
Thanks for the tea.
Yeah. So yeah, I think they kind of ripped her open a little bit more and then poured in that concoction.
Well, they had to pull out the blade because it was still in her. She went all Frodo on him.
Oh, pliers. That's what they used, pliers.
And how long has Stick been fighting this battle against the Hand? A long time. Can we just say a long time?
A very long time.
And what does he say to do? They're running away. Let's go to your place. And I'm looking at that like that is the worst idea ever. If anybody has seen any movie ever with ninjas in it, they know that all of the ninjas are going to attack except for one who's going to hide out on the roof and follow you back to your point of origin, back to your base. He's going to follow you back to your base and then come back with an army of ninjas to fight you. Don't ever go back to your base until you're sure that the ninjas
you would have thought with the experience Stick has that he should have known better. But I mean, where else were they going to go? They couldn't go to the hospital. The hospital wasn't going to do anything for him. So,
well, I mean, the hospital
and they had to go somewhere where they had those ingredients.
Well,
because they could have went to a grocery store or something.
They should have fixed her, got her unpoisoned, and then moved her and went somewhere else past that, because that's all I could think was, well, I mean, obviously, and you saw the one ninja on the roof, and I was like, there he is. They're just going to follow you. He's going to know exactly where you are now. Not only will he know exactly where you are, he's going to know who you are. He will now know your secret identity. Now, the ninja was kind of dumb because, Scarif is on. Hey-o. Hey,
bro.
So
hello that.
Now the ninja was kind of dumb because as a ninja, you should say, there are 3 of them. There are 1 of me. I should go back and get more of me. Versus, plus at that point, you could say, I know who we're fighting and I know where they live. Let's go. Versus, there's 1 of me and I've got a bow and arrow. I think I can take him.
He had a sword too, but he's thinking, he's going to go up against this Matt because, Elektra, she's still supposedly laid up in bed. Stick had just left.
Yeah.
Because Elektra kicked him out. So he probably thought his odds were pretty good, especially taking Matt by surprise. I mean, he did get a couple shots in him.
He shot him. He shot him with, he had an arrow. I think the first one hit him, and I think he dodged the second one.
Oh, I thought maybe he hit him twice.
I think he only hit him once.
Probably.
That's what we were just talking about. I do say that. Now, when I get done here, I'm going to throw on my black underwear and go jump around on the roof of buildings and stuff and protect crime as a ninja. But that was one of the biggest things in the Army was that, when you go to the Army, you go, okay, you're going to go to basic training and then you've got to have a job. You've got to go to ATI. Why me growing up watching G.I. Joe, I was like, I want the ninja job. Huh? I want to be the Army ninja. That doesn't exist. What? G.I. Joe's full of crap. There aren't
I
no
do it when I
ninjas in the army.
watch when I watch medical shows and I see him do something and I'm like, that's not how we do it. That's not how it's done. I'm not even a nurse, and I know.
I don't watch war movies, but when I see like stuff portrayed from the army and stuff, I'll look at it and go, "Oh, no, that's wrong. That's not how that works." Or, "Yeah, you got that one wrong. Who's your technical advisor on this one? He was way off." And one of the worst ones was Aliens versus Predator Requiem, because that lady was in the army wearing a Marine uniform with army tags on it. She took a pair of night vision goggles to give to her daughter, which are controlled items, so they don't leave the base. And she knew how, because she was in the army, she knew how to drive an APC armored personnel carrier and how to fly a helicopter. I was in the army for nearly 10 years. I never figured out how to drive. I never learned how to drive an APC, and I never learned how to fly a helicopter, because you know what? That wasn't my job. All right. That's two completely different jobs. So I look at things like that and I'm like, no, wouldn't have. Oh, look, it's a Huey. You can fly one of those. You were in the army. Yeah, of course I can. If I ever get up on the top of a building and there's a Huey up there and says, "Weren't you in the army?" "Yeah, don't you know how to fly a Huey?" Nope, sure don't. I can drive a Hummer off the roof of this thing, but no.
It's funny you mentioned that particular movie. Well, I'm watching the original Predator. I never watched anything after the original Predator, but that's what I was watching before the show started tonight. I was like, you know what? I feel like some classic Arnold.
Yeah. I watched.
And I think I'm gonna.
I watched Twins the other day. Does that count?
I didn't care for that one. I liked Kindergarten Cop.
Oh, that was a good one.
But yeah. So I was texting with my oldest son. We were talking dragons, and I told him I was watching Predator, the original, and then I said, you know what? Now that I'm watching this, now I gotta go watch Rambo. When I'm done.
The first one was really good, and 3 was okay.
I never watched beyond the first one.
The first one was really good.
And
mainly because that one was more grounded in reality. That was a little more realistic.
Well, and as I told my excuse me, as I told my son, I was going through my Stallone crush years at that time.
Yeah.
Make up your mind. Are you going up?
Bet you like Rocky then. I bet.
Oh yeah, yeah. Until I got past so many Rockies, and then I was just like, oh.
Actually the first 4. I think the first 4 were good of the Rockies.
Yeah, 5 was awful. 6 Balboa is not bad. It's okay. And I like the Creed movies. I think they're good.
They're okay.
I enjoy them.
I think I've seen the first Creed movie.
I haven't seen the third one. I've only seen the first 2.
I don't think I've seen the second or third one, to my knowledge.
So, and the 4th Rocky had Dolph Lundgren.
I own them all on Blu-ray.
Can't go wrong with Dolph Lundgren. 4th Rocky.
Was that the 4th one?
He was the Russian.
He was the Russian.
Yeah, he's the Russian.
Hey, it's been so long since I've seen Rocky movies.
Rocky 3 was Mr. T.
Oh yeah, that's the one where
I pity a fool.
And then the 4th one was where Apollo dies. Yeah. Because it was Dolph that beat him up.
Oh yeah, okay, I gotcha.
Get your Rocky back.
I may have to go back and watch Rocky now. just take me back to my childhood. That was all my childhood right there.
Was Rocky 19 the one where they go to space? Oh, Debbie, there's not even that many Rocky movies. It's not like Fast and the Furious, okay?
Oh, Lord.
God help us all.
I only watched so many. I think I watched the last one of those I watched was
the first one. That was the last one
I watched. Again, I can't keep track of these movies, but it was the one where Paul had died before they had finished the movie, and they used his brother.
It was 9, maybe. I don't remember.
But yeah, I don't know. After that, I was just like, okay, I'm over it. So I haven't seen the ones with
like all the new ones. Yeah.
Who was
The Rock and Jason?
The Rock
Jason
and Jason
Statham.
Statham.
I kept wanting to say Momoa, and I knew that wasn't right.
Well, it's
But
funny because
I haven't seen those.
They said Fast 9 was going to be the last one, and then they just announced that they're going to end it with a trilogy. They're going to do another trilogy.
But they did Fast X. That was 10.
Or Fast X, yeah. There's going to be Fast 11 then, I guess.
Oh,
yeah.
Good Lord.
Well, I mean,
then there's going to be a spin-off called Slow. There'll probably be about 13 of those.
Well, Harrison Ford's making another sequel to one of his movies. You know, he did that movie Air Force One. Now he's going to do Air Force 2.
Oh, man.
Come on, that was comedy gold. That was hilarious.
What's the premise? We got to hear a premise.
I don't know.
Synopsis.
I don't know. He's the president and he's in a nursing home now. Or he
He
was the president. Get off my wheelchair.
Yeah. Debbie would love to be his nurse. I'm just trying to give you your medicine.
It's a sponge bath. Don't worry about it.
I know it's your fourth one today. It doesn't matter.
We don't want you to get bed sores now.
Oh, Lord.
I just got to make sure your sheets are clean.
Again.
Debbie, we love you. You know that, right?
It's all true.
Imagine someone is like, oh my gosh. Imagine someone is thinking, all right, here's a Marvel show. And then they hear us talk about Sponge Bath.
Predator and Harrison Ford and Fast and Furious and
Predator, Rocky.
Oh, man.
We talk about it
we're
all.
all over the place. Maybe we should change the name.
Rabbit Hole. That's the name of the show.
Oh,
Twice a week because we did on Cantina too.
Oh, that might be an idea. That might be something to think about.
Oh, we should start a Patreon where we just do rabbit hole stuff.
Rabbit hole chatter.
Yeah, anything goes. Aliens are real.
Debbie,
anything.
Did we miss anything in this one?
Oh, hell, I don't know.
Electra hurt. Matt's a jerk. Foggy's a hero. Karen's probably gonna
on something.
Karen's gonna leave Matt now for Foggy again.
Well, I mean, her and Foggy really laid into him after the court thing.
Both at different times too. It wasn't like they were teaming up on him. It was like, here's one and then here's another. Pow pow.
Let me make sure
Poor
you're really
Matt,
bad.
he was really getting smacked around this episode.
Yeah, he had it coming though. I mean, really, it's. I almost look at Matt at this point, and I'm like, it's almost like he's having fun being Daredevil. And it's almost like I'm sacrificing my real life for this costume life. And I'd rather do the costume life than the real life sometimes. But I need to do the real life because I'm still a good person, but the costume is now costing me my real kind of thing.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he continues to work with Electric because I'm pretty sure this season they go down that hole and there's some kind of ritual, which I think Stick was talking about, where they're trying to activate the what was it, blue sky or no, black sky.
Black sky.
So I think, so I think there's something that goes on down there, and then I think season 3. I don't think a lot of people like season 3 because it was all him and his religion, or his faith. I think it was, and so he spends a lot of time in the church's basement. If I remember correctly, I could be totally off base, but I think that's season 3, and people didn't really.
I did do some research on this, and the Defenders miniseries does take place directly after season 2. So while season 2 is going on, you've also got paralleling season 2. You've got Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, and Luke Cage happening. And then once all of those finish their first season and Daredevil finishes season 2, chronologically, this is where this happens, is the Defenders happens. And then after the Defenders miniseries is when season 3 happens, chronologically within the MCU timeline is when all of that happens. So
yeah, I don't remember. That was too long ago.
So just so you know, I did a little research this week too. So
but other than that, I think we pretty much covered that, everything.
It was good to see Mr. D'Onofrio back.
Yes,
I love him.
It's been too long.
Yeah, he's. We talked about Clancy Brown, and I'm really starting to enjoy him, and he's climbing my list. Vincent D'Onofrio is already at the top, already up there. So I don't know about the top, but he's pretty close. Probably like top 3.
I was watching Jurassic World because he's in that.
He's in that. Oh, hey, Chris Pratt is in that. Chris Pratt, Vincent D'Onofrio, dinosaurs. The only thing that kept that from being the absolute perfect movie was Star Wars in the title. That was the only thing that, if that was Jurassic Star Wars World with Chris Pratt, Vincent D'Onofrio, and dinosaur, it would have been on my TV 24/7. There would be nothing else played on my TV.
Debbie would be the main host, I guess.
The new Daredevil is not out yet. I think they're plugging beginning of next year, or maybe spring next year.
I think so.
I want to say last I remember it was like early next year.
Yeah, early, yeah.
Oh, well, it just says 2025.
Okay. So it is.
I think they're done shooting, so it must be post-production or whatever they call it.
I think I heard there's rumors of a season 2 could already be early.
That confident already, huh?
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I don't know how true that is.
Well, I mean,
check my sources.
Feige did put a stop to whatever the hell was happening the first time around. Evidently, he did not like it because, one, Foggy and Karen wasn't in it. Evidently, they had been killed off screen or something like that.
I didn't like that at all.
And well, as much as I don't like Karen, you got to have the trio.
You got to have at least Foggy.
Yeah.
So when he put a kaputs on that and said, no, we're going to make it to where it's a continuation of the Netflix series. And I was like, thank you. So, they had to go back and reshoot stuff, and that
Make
kind
sure
of
Foggy and
delayed it.
Karen were there.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. I think we got everything. Shameless plugs. What do we got, Debbie?
Tomorrow night is Sith Dominion. I believe. Well, they're talking about the Acolyte.
Aculite.
Acolyte.
Isn't that like a drug or something?
I was so well in the show.
The Aculite.
That's what we're gonna
call it. Clear skin.
Last week's episode they're covering and something about George Lucas. I didn't catch what was in the text, so they're covering that. Wednesday, we should have a new episode of War of the Stars. Thursday, we'll be back covering the latest episode 7. And I did tell you guys, you got my text, right? Where I said I gave you the episode names, and they're supposed to be 43 minutes
43.
each.
Yeah.
Each. So let's hope that means something good.
Yeah.
And then Saturday will be Geek Gauntlet, which they talk about the boys, the Acolyte,
anything and
House
everything.
of Dragons. They talk House of Dragons. But yeah, they cover everything. Anime, gaming, whatever floats your boat. They talk about it.
Pretty much what we do, just under a different name.
Except ours is supposed to be focused and theirs is not. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't. We're like, we have ADHD. A thought. Somebody says something, and it's like, oh yeah, well then we go off.
Like, and I just watched this the other day, so I can say it. It's like that movie Up, where you've got the dogs. We will take him back to the master, and he will squall.
Yeah.
Pretty much all of us.
Andrew, do you have anything shameless plug wise?
I do. So earlier today, I put out a tweet asking if anyone had any questions for us this week. And we have one question from Spencer, and he asks, was it Agatha all along?
Was it Agatha all along?
Was it Agatha all along?
You mean for Wanda?
Or was it Agatha all along for the title? Or was it Agatha all along?
I don't know.
Or was it just Agatha all along?
The question is just, was it Agatha?
Actually, you know what? I'm not going to answer that because I expect the TV show to answer that for me. Yes.
Well, the title says it all. Yes, it was for all along. Yes.
There you go. The truth is in the title.
Until the show comes out, and then we learn it wasn't as.
Yeah.
And by God, that better be Mephisto right there. That we
you
just
know what
saw.
I just was thinking? You know what? She's a witch. She could be tricking us. They say it's her all along, and the show comes out, and you go, oh wait, it wasn't. She tricked us. She put a spell on us.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Probably. Still looking forward to it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. I don't have anything. So with that, we will end for tonight. You guys all have a great week. Oh, before we leave, don't forget to check out our geeknewsnow.net, our website. Check out all. Let me learn how to talk. Check us out all over our socials.
I'm rubbing off on him.
Whatever you
He's younger than me.
Oh no.
Whatever you got, you give it to me.
That means I'm next.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really bad if it's me.
You are next.
That's really bad. I gotta get
You hang out with us long enough.
Well, it's just one of thing.
But anyway, check us out on all the socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that kind of fun stuff. We will see all of you next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification for icons. We'll see you all next week. Y'all have a great week, and we'll see you Thursday. Bye, guys.
Shit! Language. No one else is going to deal with the fact that Cap just said language. I know. For gosh sake, watch your language.
That's not going away anytime soon.
You bet your ass.
Steve, you said a bad language word.
Did you tell everyone?
Out with the platinum bastard.
Steve doesn't like that kind of talk.
You know what, Romanov?
Fury, you son of a bitch.
Ooh, you kiss your mother with that mouth?